Hello, everybody. Welcome to or back to my channel. Today we are doing the next episode of Read or Unhaul It, and I decided we are going to do a free-for-all new release edition. Woohoo! So in this, I am going to mood read through all of the new releases I have. I think I'm going to make them 2024, 2025 titles because I have a lot of Fairy Loot, a lot of Illumicrate, and then a lot of new releases that I solo purchased at the Barnes. So the first book that I actually read, I started this vlog off as a new releases vlog, and then I realized, oh, I actually kind of just want to read or unhaul all of these because they're new, they're fresh, I want to read them, but do they need to stay with me? I don't know. So, the first book that I read was The Bewitching by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. And I'm so sad to say, in my current state, my DNF time is usually the first 25%. I think that a book does need to hook you within the first 25 to 30%. That's just my opinion for me. So, this one did not do it. And not only that, but this felt like a completely different vibe than Mexican Gothic or Silver Nitrate. And those two books alone felt very different, but it still felt like that author to me. And I don't know why, but this one was just not clicking. I didn't really like, the only thing I liked was the current timeline we were following with the woman who was researching things. So I think I also am not the biggest fan of the 3 different timelines because I'll be honest, in the new V.E. Schwab, I don't love following 3 different timelines. It's just not my favorite thing. I like following points of views, but I like them to be within the same thing so it's all like we're getting different sides of the same story. So that was like not even a major thing. I was like, for Sylvia, I will look past that. Like, that's not even a big deal. But I wasn't interested in what was going on. It wasn't, I don't know. It just wasn't really the gothic horror vibe that I was going for and hoping for. So I think that this one might just not be for me, which is totally fine. And then based on seeing what some other people have said who also liked Mexican Gothic and Silver Nitrate the best, they weren't totally in love. So I think what I'll do is I'll just go back and I'll read some of her other ones, her backlist that I haven't read yet. And that will just sustain me until her next one comes out because I'm always going to give her a shot. I just don't think this one was for me, and that's okay. I mean, I wish it was, but I don't think it is. So we move on. The book that I'm going to start out now that I have finished my time with that one, which will be an unhaul. I'm going to unhaul that and put it in like a free little library-esque situation because it's a new release. I'm sure there are plenty of people that also want to get their hands on it, see if they would enjoy it, and I would love for them to do so. So that one is our first unhaul of the season, and I guess this being the season. I was just listening to the song Season of the Witch, so honestly fitting with that book. But the next one is another new release that came out kind of the same time. Why does that look so bad? The Man Made of Smoke by Alex North. Alex North wrote The Whisper Man and The Shadows. He writes serial killer with that kind of like paranormal, or is it not paranormal-esque vibe thrillers. I love it. It's kind of combining a lot of my favorite things in thrillers, and it is eerie, creepy, spooky, strange, and I love it. So I think in this one, currently where I've gotten so far, I'm just a little bit in. We are following a psychiatrist / doctor of some sort, but I think it's psychiatry, who is working with inmates to kind of therapize and help them. And it seems like he may have had an encounter or a run-in where he escaped from a serial killer when he was younger. I'm sure that is now going to come back and be an issue because it's a book. Why wouldn't it? So I'm excited to continue on with this. We're going to see where we go. And then I do have a few more thriller new releases because I was trying to do a new releases vlog for thrillers, but it just wasn't coming together because I think I just want to read new releases in general. There's something about a new release that it's just like, okay, but everybody's talking about it. Not everybody. I actually haven't seen people talk about The Bewitching or The Man Made of Smoke, but that's fine because we're going to talk about it together now. But I just have so many that I want to read, and I have some fantasy I want to read. I'm excited. I'm excited for this. I hope you're excited. Let us go get into this. I'm going to go have some breakfast, finish my coffee, and then we will get back into Mr. Alex North's new book, which, by the way, before I even continue, this one, hopefully I like it. We will see. I have been on a streak of not enjoying a lot of my favorite authors' new releases this year, so there's that. But fingers crossed this is not that case. We will hope. But The Whisper Man and the Shadows, if you want a creepy, eerie, this book is like making me kind of scared to look out my windows at night, go pick them up. Go pick them up. Also, on that note, go pick up Mexican Gothic and Silver Nitrate too. All 4 of those books are definitely on my like top recommendations for fall because they're just eerie, spooky, weird. Like you're kind of questioning, is that thing like, is that my blanket on a chair or is that like a demon watching me? You know? And I love those kind of books where it doesn't confirm nor deny, but it's getting weird. And honestly, Sylvia and Alex are going to do that for you. So at least I can give you 4 recommendations, 1 DNF, a Partridge in a Pear Tree, and an Alex North in my hands. And that's where we're starting today. Hello, you guys. I am here to yap, but it is cold. And let me see. I cannot find if I have a copy of The Shadows. I think it is looking like I do not, which I am a little surprised at, because I could have sworn I had it, but honestly, what could have happened is I could have unhauled it, because it is not my favorite of this author. So, let's talk. I am on page 96, so I am like a third of the way through. Ish. And I love this author. I just do. And this is why I'm not that surprised that I don't have The Shadows, because The Whisper Man was a favorite of mine. First of all, I think that this cover is absolutely stunning. And this was my very first book that was like this. I was relatively just getting into thrillers, I think, at this time. And what I have realized is I actually think, oh, did I read The Angel Maker too? So this is his 4th book. I think I did, because I think I've read everything that he's written. But The Whisper Man is my favorite. The Angel Maker and The Shadows are kind of tied for me. This one is giving me more of the Whisper Man vibes, which I really enjoy. And I don't enjoy the way that light is making this book look. It is so hard to hold up a book that has a predominantly darker color on the cover, like as the background, because the light, this one is getting creepy and weird. And I think I've nailed down how I would describe this author, and something I really like is it feels like a horror thriller. That's what it feels like. Like it would be labeled a thriller, subgenre horror. So to me, horror typically includes something like otherworldly, ghosts, demons, things of the like, and or paranormal in general, vampiric, witchy, zombie, those kind of things. That is what I think of when I think of horror. I think of it more like I do movies. I like when thrillers take on those roles. There is a Riley Sager book that does that as well. I would argue there are 2 Riley Sager books that do that. And I will not disclose which ones, because they kind of can be viewed as a plot twist spoiler a little bit. But now that it's 2 books, I don't feel as bad mentioning that, because it's also not the most recent ones that have come out. So actually, is there 3? I'm looking up at it right now. Riley, are you there? It's me. So I am having a very good time. This is boding very well. I think I'm going to take a little shower and, well, I was going to put this on after the shower, but I suppose I've already got it on. So I'll have to reapply. But I literally just put it on right before this clip. So I think I think we'll be okay. And then I think I want to just hang out and do this. Now, I don't know where we're going to go next. I am kind of looking. Oh, this is not the book that I'm on. Or is it? I don't know. I don't think this is the book that I'm on in this series, but the Orphan X series, we may be venturing back to, because I miss it and I want to see him again. So perhaps that one. Evan Smoke, are you in my future? I don't know. We'll see. But for now, for sure, this one. I just think that I'm going to finish this probably in a day. And that seems to be the running theme with Mr. Alex North. I finished them quite swiftly. And that's perfectly fine by me. To me, I don't necessarily equate me reading a book fast, meaning that book was good, but I do equate it with meaning I either wanted to get the heck up out of there, or I couldn't put it down and it was like all I was doing. So that's kind of the latter for me on this one. But let me go get things done so I can get back to reading it. Hello, you guys. So I am almost 200 pages into this. That means I have a little over 110 pages left. And what is even going on? I don't even know. Yesterday, I was reading it last night, and I had to stop earlier than I wanted to because it was starting to freak me out. And I cannot stay up late tonight. So I think what I'm going to do is spend the next hour or so finishing this, and then we will chat about it. But it is doing exactly what I was wanting it to do. It is creepy. It is weird. It is spooky strange. It's exactly what I wanted. I think that that's what I'm kind of in the mood for, is either kind of magical, like, I don't know, whimsical fantasy, a little less intense. Maybe not. I don't know. And then just like actual spooky books, which is why I think this one works. This is why I think this one works. And it makes me think maybe the next book I pick up won't be a thriller. Maybe we will see if we have something fantasy. But for now, I need to finish this one. And I'm very excited to see where it's going. This is the one thing though. With Alex North's books, you kind of, I feel, figure out or get pretty clearly told what's going on by, honestly, around this point, like 100 pages left. But all of the details aren't ironed out and there are still questions left unanswered. That's what I like. I like in a thriller or, well, honestly, for a horror, so a thriller bordering a horror, I kind of like to have no idea what's going on at all. I like to be just along for the ride. In a thriller, I like that too, or in a mystery, I like to be able to guess some of it, but not all of it, and still be shocked by a majority of it. That's my preference, and that's what's happening here. Things are just getting a lot, and so it was not a nighttime read anymore, because I was like, you know what? I need to stop staring at these windows because this is random. But the movie Sinister scared me bad and still does to this day. And it's something about the Polaroids, something about the old school film freaks me out. And this has a Polaroid. There's just a scene that involves a very sinister coded thing. Honestly, this serial killer character kind of reminds me of the figure from Sinister. And there's just a scene that involves the backyard windows, which are near me. And I'm just like, luckily the tree line is not directly in our backyard, so that's not, a thing. Unfortunately for this main character, the trees are there. And there are things in the trees. And isn't that a scary sentence? Yes. Hello. So, I have officially finished The Man Made of Smoke, and oh my goodness, did that thriller make me emotional at the end, which y'all know is how you clear through and get a spot on my shelf if you are a thriller writer or you're Riley Sager. Here's the thing, though. I still don't feel like it was a 5-star. I just feel like for me, books that are 5 stars are based on if I think the book genuinely is like perfect or whatever. A 6-star is a vibes-based rating. It really is. And that's why I use a 6-star. I even mention that kind of rating because I feel like that's to emphasize this is what I needed to read at the time that I read it. This was just vibes-based for whatever reason that I can find. Like, I've said it again and again and again. I'm very influenced by just everything that's going around me while I'm reading a book can really set that book up for failure or success. And in this case, I think it was perfectly fine. It wasn't like top tier. It did make me more emotional than I thought, but it didn't clear whatever arbitrary bar that I'm not even quite sure of what it is day to day to get the 5 or the 6-star. It just didn't. And I think that's totally fine because not all books need to be, nor are. However, if you are looking for creepy books for fall, I can now officially say Alex North, I would recommend The Whisper Man and The Man Made of Smoke. And then Sylvia Moreno Garcia's Mexican Gothic and Silver Nitrate. Those would be my 4 that I would recommend because they're very fast-paced. They're very creeping, scary, creepy, gothic. There's just something about it that is so good. I love them so much. So those would be my top 4 recommendations for like some spooky books if you want to read them. Now we're going to get into a new book, and I'm very excited because I didn't realize I actually already have the audio for this one on Libro, which is exciting to me because I was very worried this was going to be another Audible exclusive book, and I did not want to have to go grab another membership because I really want to read the audio of this. I don't know why. It just feels right. So, the book, drum roll please, it is a new release. I want y'all to guess. Before I hold it up, I'll give you some hints. It is very purple. It involves a bird on the cover somewhere. What do you think it is? It's a fantasy. Any ideas? It is the new release, so remember that. But I'm going to show it now. No one commented. I just love the idea of that. I want to know what y'all thought it was. But I'm going to read The Raven Scholar. Yes, it is happening. I am very excited about this. I have been anticipating this one. I have been very intrigued. Now, that's not to say I don't really keep up with new releases anymore. The way that I find out about new releases, mainly about fantasy ones, is just through Fairy Loot and Illumicrate, and I kind of like it that way. Or if I go to the bookstore, I've really stopped getting into looking at lists, making my own lists, and all those things because there's something about just picking up a book, purchasing it, or getting it, and taking it home, and just reading it that I miss so much. And that sounds so basic and simple and silly, I know, but those are the things I like, basic, simple, and silly. So that's why. But I can't wait. I have not heard anything about this. I have no idea what this is about. The back just says, win the throne, destroy an empire. Either way, it begins with murder. Get it? Well, actually, no, because you're not a crow. You're a raven. So it's not a murder like that. That would have been punny. I do love a good pun. Wow. You guys can see that. That is stunning. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm super excited. I do plan to start this very soon. What I need to do is get my life together, audiobook-wise. I just have one that I'm finishing up really quick. And then also, it's not really for this video, it's for Patreon, but I'm reading A Forgery of Fate. But that is a new release, so I'll include it in here. I have predictions. Should we go over the predictions? I think that I will unhaul A Forgery of Fate. Not because I don't enjoy it. I think I'm going to really enjoy it because it's Elizabeth Lim. Like, get serious. However, it is not the same height as almost all of my books are slowly becoming because of Fairy Loot and Illumicrate. They're all becoming UK size. And that's fine. I love a tall hardcover. However, it doesn't fit with the rest of my collection. So maybe perhaps it'll be that thing of if I happen to stumble upon a special edition, it will add to my collection. I'm not sure. But I think that I will be passing it on. And I did not realize before now that it was YA for some reason. And I am, always looking for books that I can pass on of that variety. And then I think that I'm going to keep this. And not only do I think I'm going to keep this, I think I'm going to be obsessed with this. I'm going to love this. And then I'm going to be upset that I read it so far before the rest of the series is out, because I believe this is going to be a trilogy, if not, maybe just a duology. God, I'm manifesting a duology. Bring him back. But I've been trying not to start new series, y'all. You know that. And look at me not go. Look at me go in the wrong direction. But anyways, this is the next one. Let's get into it. Hello, you guys. I am gonna leave the face tracking on for half of a second because we are on the move and I want it to actually stay on me. But I do not think that my brain is in a place where a big old epic fantasy is gonna break through. I think I'm very tired and I think I'm just overwhelmed with things. So we are gonna try to turn this door handle. Okay, did it, nailed it. And we are gonna pick up a different new release. And I think we're gonna go not epic for the time being. Oh my goodness. So what sounds like a good idea to me is to pick up a book that is not a lot of brain power to use. I just am not there. I'm just not there right now. And that's totally fine. Who cares? So, I have a couple. And I think because we are about to get into some new aardvark books soon, I want to read one of my aardvark picks. And the one that I have chosen is too old for this. Samantha Downing is an author that I really enjoyed some of her books, and then others not my fave. For sure, I really liked My Lovely Wife. And there was another one that I really liked by her. Where are all of her bookie books listed? This one I know is a retired serial killer. Okay, I haven't read He Started It yet. I liked My Lovely Wife. I didn't like For Your Own Good, and I DNF'd A Twisted Love Story. So actually, the odds are not that great in my favor. But I'm still going to keep going because I have it. So I did get this one from Aardvark last month, like I mentioned, and we are going to start it and see what's up. It kind of fits the fallish vibes, I guess, and it just sounds good to me. So that's what I'm in the mood for. I think that I want to be in the mood for something like The Raven Scholar, and unfortunately I don't think that I am. I think I could be. I just don't think that I am right now. I think I want fantasy that's a little bit quicker paced, and so I also think that kind of rules out adult fantasy for me, because I know what I'm looking for tends to be more within the YA space or middle grade. So I think that narrows down our options a little bit more, which is nice. But for right now, it's super narrowed down because I'm picking this one. So we will go and we will read this and see if this is something that I need to keep, or if I will DNF it, I guess, or if I will pass it on to somebody else after I've read it to see if they like it as well. So without further ado, let us go get into this. Hello, you guys. I don't have emotional support Tiny Mike. I do have emotional support water bottle, which I prefer to hold like this as I wander through the home like a Victorian aged apparition. Okay, so I am turning down that brightness because it's annoying me on my computer. It's right there. But I have just finished editing, so I have all the time in the world to go wash my hair. So let's hide that because I haven't washed it and I need to. But what I'm going to do is read after I wash my hair. I'm having such a good little time with this book. I have some quotes to share. But this is great. This is great. The humor in this is so funny. Quite frankly, is anything happening? I don't actually know. Let me see what I can tell you, because I'm 100 pages in now, which is usually when I check in with you guys for a book. But this does say, a retired serial killer's quiet life is upended by an unexpected visitor. To protect her secret, there's only one option left. What's another murder? Yes, it is a person who wants to make like a Netflix docu-series about this lady who is a retired serial killer. And, you know, that's not gonna work. That just won't do. So, she takes care of business. There are some random quotes that I thought was so funny, and I was like, not me relating. But she says on page 28, the most useless thing to do is sit in front of a computer, refreshing the news over and over. That's a good way to drive yourself crazy. So it feels like she's very much calling out all of us for doom scrolling. Okay. And then there was another one. Let me see. I don't know where it is now. I liked to I folded down the page. I know, I never do that. But I just felt like it to mark the quotes that I was talking about. But can't find it now. So that was the one that I thought was funny. But I'm on chapter 20. And so now we are getting a new character introduced who is kind of threatening what's going on again. And I just think it's so funny because she's literally talking about like her son's family drama, the drama at church, the drama with her church friends' kids, you know, the detectives, and then she's got some drama with her hip. Like, it's just, I don't know why this is cozy, but it is. And y'all know I just love reading perspectives from older characters. I just love that. I think that it is so interesting. I think the perspective is so interesting. It also, no matter what situation it's in, cozy mystery, thriller, horror, it always makes me, it gives me a nice little, that feeling of like cold water on your face. Because I'm a very anxious person and I'm worried about not living. And then because I'm worried about not living so much, I don't live. And there's nothing like an elderly character telling you about how fast life goes, that you need to live and like F it all. Who cares what anyone thinks? It's gonna humble you. It's gonna bring you back down. So I really appreciate her for that. Miss Lottie Jones. Yes. And you guys can see the white hair, obviously. Yeah. You already know I'm picturing the Laurie Strode from, specifically, Halloween 2018. Because that's the one I relate to the most, for better and worse. Listen. So, I'm going to keep reading with this, and it's looking good. It's looking good for Miss Samantha so far. Hello to the world. Please do ignore the fact that I'm laying down. I'm not trying to be rude. I know I have company right now. Y'all are here. But it's turned into a pain day. So, laying down I am. I have washed my hair, though, so far. So, not to brag. But, well, and I baked 2 loaves of sourdough. So, it's been okay. But, I regret it. So I continued on with this, and now I will not continue to do that. I'm going to DNF this almost 200 pages in. Too slow moving for me. This concept is interesting. It's a good concept. I think it could be very fun to explore, but it is not doing it in the way that I wanted it to, so that's not really working for me. And y'all know my whole thing now from now until I die, I guess, is like I'm not going to spend time reading a bad book because I could die, and then I don't want to die reading a bad book. So, DNF'd. I know that I'm supposed to be reading new releases. Oh, all the books right there just fell. Get out of here, girl. I know that I'm supposed to be reading new releases. 2 of the books that are on my radar are Empire of the Damned, because somehow I have a copy of Empire of the Dawn. I don't know either, girl. Also this. And I'm kind of in the mood for this, although I am going to read more of this tomorrow because it's my audiobook. But I did start it yesterday, and it is a very good time. And from what I saw of the world, I think I'm going to really like the setting for this book because it changes every book because they go to different levels in this dungeon crawling scenario. So, am I tempted to continue on with this? Yes, it's kind of a new release. Because I said 2024, I'm pretty sure. Perhaps we'll keep it here. Because I'm kind of I don't know if I'm going to be in the mood to actually read with my eyeballs. They're kind of done. Because again, eyesight pain. But I do have this. And I do intend to start this. Because The Butcher's Masquerade, I only want to read with my eyes and audiobook at the same time. This one I could read just with my eyes because I wouldn't get the audiobook for it. So, I guess we'll be doing 2 books. Which is, it's pretty on brand. I should get a Kindle book out. Or a Kobo book too. Just make it a whole party. Why not? Please ignore Jake slurping all the water in the world down right now. I've started A Witch's Guide to Magical Inkeeping. This line, of course it's you. And then the hello? Stop. This is quite the entrance. Plus, he almost just ran over her skeleton chicken. So, if you don't know anything about this book, that sounds crazy, but that's real. That's in here. So, you're just gonna have to trust me that it's a different day, even though every time I update, I'm in bed and about to go to sleep. But, y'all, 63 pages in to... Oh. I just hit myself with that. To A Witch's Guide to Magical Inkeeping. Yeah. This is good. This is great. I'm having a good time. I think also this is doing much better because I did not enjoy the first one. I did not know the first one was going to be a romance. I thought it was a fiction with magicalness in it, and it would have a romance but not be a romance. So, expectation setting, not the best for that one. Also, it's the first book in sort of a series. Not really, but... And, I never really enjoy the first book in interconnected standalones or, kind of series. I don't know. This has the same vibe as the other one, but I don't think that they're connected. You know where I could do? I could look. I could see if that's a truth or if that's a fib. So they are not connected, turns out. But I'm enjoying this one way more. I don't know why. I don't know. But it's about a witch who is now in charge of this magical inn, and it has a spell on it, so whoever needs to find the inn can find the inn. And she used to be one of the most powerful witches in Great Britain, and then she resurrected, I think it is her great aunt, yes, who was very recently dead, back to life, and also accidentally resurrected a chicken that had been dead for a year or something. And I believe his name is Ruru, if I'm not incorrect, because actually it was a rooster, not a chicken, my bad. Those are different. I don't know. But she is on this kind of quest to restore her magic because resurrecting took a ton of it away. So she obviously wants to gain those powers back. And then enter this guy who just pulled up. And it was so good because she was running out to like the little front, and this headlights were pulling on this gravel road, and her little Ruru Skeletor chicken is right out there, and so she's going to pick him up so that no one notices, because they lie and say it's a little, what did they say it was? That it's a little, like, toy that runs on batteries or something. And then, as she's scooping up skeleton rooster, the guy is like, of course it's you. Okay. Perfect. I'm gonna get back to it. Hello. Good morning. How are you doing? Okay, so to check in about what is going on with the reading at the current moment, I am obviously still chipping away at this new release. I think it's a new release to me. This version is a new release. So there's that one. I have not made too much progress to write home about. I'm like 100-something pages in. But I have 2 actual, real 2025 new releases here, and I wanted to talk about them. So, first up, I have the Marigold Cottages Murder Collective. This is about a set of cottages, it's like 6 or so, that this woman owns, and she rents them out to people that she thinks needs her help, essentially. And the latest person is someone who has just gotten out of prison and needs somewhere to live, and she rents him the latest one that's open, and then someone ends up dead outside of one of the other residents' cottages, and of course the police immediately assume that it is the ex-convict. And the point of view in here of the detective, if we can call him that, not detecting a whole lot, is very annoying and very infuriating and very just like, okay, sir. But everybody else, I actually like. Here's the thing that I find interesting. All of these characters alone are not like really like pulling my interest in, but together as a collective, as like a cast, I really like them. The chemistry is really, really good. And I don't think I would want any of them to not be there. I like how they all play into the roles. So Mrs. B, who owns all of the cottages, is wanting to solve what actually happened and clear... What was his name? It starts with a J, I think. Whoa. Does it not say? Oh, nope. No J. Anthony. Mrs. B wants to clear... His name is Anthony. His name, because she's like, he didn't do this, it's not real, it's not true. And so she enlists the rest of the little neighborhood to do so, and that is what they're currently doing. And I am 115 pages in, and I am liking it. The only thing I don't like is these chapters start in the middle of the page. Like, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like this. I don't like that, but that's literally just a stylistic choice, so it doesn't actually matter. And I am reading this. I didn't know that the publishers were going to send me this. They gave me like a little link thing for NetGalley, so I'm reading it on my Kobo, actually, right here. And it doesn't have that weird chapter break, so I didn't even notice it until I was going to find the current place I'm at in the book. There you go. Then I have A Witch's Guide to Magical Inkeeping. I am not going to jinx this, but I will tell you I'm feeling the exact opposite way of how I was feeling about the first book at this point in time in the book. Oh my gosh. He's having part of his morning routine right now. But I am on chapter 14, page 144, and it just, they're continuing on trying to solve how to get the main character's magic back after she has resurrected her great aunt who was freshly dead. And I am obsessed with the little, you can see him on the corner right here, this little chicken. I'm obsessed with him. The fox is a witch who tried to curse somebody and accidentally cursed herself. And then he is like a magical historian and has his little sister with him. And then she is the most powerful witch and lost her powers due to resurrecting her family member. And she didn't lose them all, but they've gone down significantly. So she wants, obviously, to replenish those. And it's just very cute and very cozy and very fun. I'm interested to keep going. I think I have I have less than 200 pages left. So I think I'm going to sit down and just read some more of this and see how I'm feeling after that. So let us go do that. Wow, so my hair looks kind of crazy. I decided to just let it air dry, and honestly, I don't feel like messing with it. But before I finally shelved this on my, hey, I read these books this month shelf, I wanted to pause and say I gave this, well, I guess I'm not rating books. But I did put down a rating on my spreadsheet of it's a little bit above average, but it was still a good little cute time. I enjoyed it. I would recommend it, I think. I definitely liked it more than I liked the first one. And I do think that I will be keeping it for my aardvark shelves. Actually, the bookcase that's back here, I'm going to be clearing off all the romantasy and new releases I have over there. I may do that now because I'm feeling a little restless. I feel like I don't want to sit down and read right now because I've been ill and sitting and reading for all day. So now I kind of want to do a little something. So I may move all those books to the actual home library and then create my little aardvark shelf over there, which I am quite excited to have. But yeah, this was definitely worth the read. It was very cute, very atmospheric. I think this would be a really good November book if you're someone who, like me, likes to read books kind of when they're set. It does have the first snow in here, so there is that cute, atmospheric, wintry vibe going, but it's not super wintry. So I would recommend, and I will be keeping. So I will not be unhauling that one, which is nice. I always like whenever I end up actually keeping some of these books because I enjoyed them that much. So we will be headed on back to the Marigold Cottage Murder Collective, and we're gonna go solve who actually killed that random guy. So let's go. Okay, please ignore the fact that I'm in a dark, dim situation. It's about to be bedtime. I mean, it is bedtime because I'm done. This book made me mad. It's 8:30, so the hatch is on. If you can hear that, I thought maybe Tiny Mike would prevent, but I don't know. I'm DNFing this. The Marigold Cottages Murder Collective. I'll be honest, it's not even for a good reason. It's just because the cop says something stupid and it pissed me off. So I was like, you know what? I'm done. Because I also realized. So I sat there for a second after that, and then I was like, I don't even like any of these characters really that much. And then I thought, well, I'm probably almost done with it. And then I checked, and I was only 40% in. I felt like I had been reading this for 80% at least. So I was like, you know what? I gave it a try. I gave it a shot. And I definitely think this is a cozy people could like, but I don't know if I'm not in the mood for it right now. Or if I think it's not cozy enough for me. I think I have begun to like my cozy mysteries to fit the conventions of the cozy genre a bit more. And this doesn't really do that. I also think I perhaps had some unrealistic expectations that it would be akin to Only Murders, and it was not. So that's my bad. But let me tell you it's not, so that you don't go in thinking that. Because I really do think this could be very fun. And it's got very snarky tone to it that I think a lot of people could enjoy. That kind of balances between a Finlay and a traditional cozy. But I don't think that I'm gonna like this that much to finish out the book. I really am taking it so seriously this episode of if I'm not having the best time, it's not getting any more of my time. And that's kind of where I'm at. And I think also having just read a super cozy semi-fantasy with a romance. Well, it's a romance. It's a cozy romance with a fantasy. I don't even know, y'all. The Witch one we just read. I was like, that was... Honestly, this book is making me think that book was better than I originally thought. Maybe... no, I don't think it's a 4-star. But this is a done star. I'm done. I don't rate or really do anything with DNFs. I will definitely do a free little library moment with this. And thank you to Minotaur Books for sending this to me. And please send me the next Finlay Donovan as soon as Elle turns it in. Thank you so much. So I am not quite sure what we're going to pick up next.
Side by side, our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is